What's up? This is Matt from Avenged Sevenfold, and you're listening to 89 FM, the Radio Rock.
89 Radio Rock, eu sou a Juliana Mello, e eu tô aqui com o Matt do Avenged Sevenfold. Hi Matt, how are you?
Nice to meet you.
It's been 10 years that Avenged Sevenfold last came to Brazil, and how do you feel to return to our country in a festival like Rock in Rio?
I couldn't be happier. I love Brazil. I love the food. I love the people. And this is one of those flagship shows where, you know, there's a few of them around the world. One of them's Download Festival in the UK, which is like one of those kind of tentpole festivals that if you can do it, it's a huge honor. And Rock in Rio is the other one, right? It's like there's certain shows that permeate into American culture, and everyone in America knows what it is, which you know is a big show, right? When people ask us, oh, what are you guys doing in a couple of months? We go, oh, we're doing Rock in Rio. They're like, oh, Rock in Rio. Like everyone knows what that is, which is really rare for a show in Brazil or a show in the UK where you say download for Donington. And so it's super exciting. Couldn't be happier and just really excited to kind of put our feet back down on the ground there and then decide what we're going to do after that. But right now it's exciting.
Have you prepared anything exclusive or different for the set list for this show?
We've added a little bit to our production, and we are looking at the set list right now. One thing I like to do when we go places that we don't get to go to a lot is I like to look at Spotify plays and see what areas like different things that we're not used to. Like, for instance, Jakarta has a lot of songs that we would never play in the United States, things that just aren't popular here that are very popular there. So, we're going to look at that, look at the set list, make sure we have the narrative that we want to create around Life is But a Dream, but also sprinkle in things that we feel are very unique to the people of Brazil.
You are the headliner of Rock Day in Rock in Rio, and other bands like Evanescence, Journey, and Deep Purple will be there in the same day. How these bands influence in your work?
I mean, individually, Journey has got like some of the biggest songs of all time. Deep Purple are legends, right? I mean, the masters of the riff. And Amy Lee is probably one of the best vocalists in all of rock. So obviously, so much respect for those three bands. We're completely honored to be playing with them. But what we do is something a little different, right? It's a little heavier. It's a little more avant-garde. It's a little more out there. And so we're just going to do us. We're going to go in there and do what Avenged Sevenfold does. And hats off to them, and they'll have great shows. But we're just really excited about what we're going to bring.
Your listed album is Life is But a Dream, was released in last year. How was the production process? How do you organize for that?
Well, for production, in terms of the album, we just grind on writing, right? And we had a narrative that we wanted to attack. The narrative was simply that life is quick and life, is what you make it. And as cliche as that sounds, at the end of the day, there are no rules, and you can kind of create your own purpose with your own life. And as soon as you realize that, the world opens up in a lot of ways. And so the album's narrative was directly influencing the actual music that was made, which is a lot of left turns, a lot of stop and go, a lot of unique styles. So it turned out to be a very avant-garde record, which I would argue that life is very avant-garde. If you kind of look at it from a 30,000 feet. So I just think, the production on it was wild. It was fun. It was exciting. And the band gets in there and we grind it out, and we try to make sure what we're trying to say gets articulated well through the music.
You're about to start Life is But a Dream tour, and in your website also only have 2 dates. One in August in Oklahoma and the other in Rock in Rio. Will there be more shows coming up?
We've already toured for a whole year on the record. And so Rocklahoma is something we wanted to hit because our friend Danny Wimmer's throwing it on, and he's a great guy, and we want to help support his shows. Rock in Rio is an offer you can't resist. Right. It's one of the biggest shows in the world. And when you get that call, you're not, you better get down there. And after that, we do have plans to go back to Southeast Asia. We want to open up some Eastern European markets. And if all goes well, we want to come back down and do Mexico and do, Argentina and Chile. We would like to do all that stuff in 2025. Right now, we don't have any firm dates. We want to see how Rock in Rio goes, but we do plan on keeping this sort of flowing in a way that we do more shows.
In early days in your career, you played for a small audience, sometimes with 10 people on the crowd. Today you fill stadiums and festivals. How do you feel to look back and see the evolution of this band and the popularity and reach?
Feels like a dream, but there's always a North Star of never having, become a victim to audience capture, always writing the records you want to write, and understanding that in the long run, if you are true to yourself and true to the music and true to your sort of North Star, which is you, then things will work out. Now, listen, people do that all the time and it doesn't work out for them. We're extremely grateful. We're extremely lucky. We're extremely lucky that we came up in a scene of California where there was a lot of bands that had built-in audience already. We're close to LA where there's a lot of record label folks. We were able to get a kickstart in a way that a lot of people can't get. And we were extremely lucky to grow up together with someone that played guitar and someone that played drums and someone that wanted to write songs and sing. And so there's so much luck that gets involved. And so I look back on it and I just go, it's just extremely grateful.
How do you guys ensure the quality of music and performances during the shows?
Well, to ensure the quality, we make sure that we're completely practiced, right? The guys practice their stuff. Brooks is always warming up, trying new things. I'm constant. I do vocal lessons every single day, including today. I do them every day, and we work our best to be the best representation of what we are on stage. We go on stage sober. We don't go out the night before. We're, we want to make sure that if we're there to do something, we want to go kill it. We don't want to, lay an egg for sure.
Finally, are new projects coming up?
Nothing that I can talk about. To be honest, right now we're just focused on opening up some new markets, touring, and, on the back end, there's always a little birdie sort of chirping new ideas, but for now there's nothing.
Thank you very much, Matt.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
89 na Rádio Rock.